Your Own Board of Advisors with Jiazhi Ma. I am delighted to be and honored to be introducing Jiazhi. She is Manager of Analytics and Data Science at the University of California, Office of the President, UCOP, the System-Wide Procurement Services Department. Jiazhi is responsible for the analytics aspects of strategic sourcing activities applicable to the 10-campus UC system, the world's largest public research university system. Jiazhi has been a longtime supporter of women's professional development and enhancement. She has served on UCOP Mentorship Program Steering Committee since 2018. And in 2020, Jiazhi was nominated to participate in the highly competitive University of California Women's Initiative Program. Throughout her career, she has led and inspired cross-functional and multicultural teams to excel in private industry and higher education. She holds a PhD in system design engineering from the University of Waterloo in Canada. And I am so excited to be introducing her today and hear her presentation. Jiazhi, take it away.
All right. Thank you very much, Rachel, for the introduction. Hello, everyone. Welcome to my session. My name is Jiazhi Ma. I'm passionate about data and curious about the story behind the data. I help leaders leverage the data and analytics to make strategic decisions. So the topic of my talk today is to expand your ability and build your own board of advisor. Year 2020 is an undoubtedly challenging year for all of us. In my household, we have 2 adults work remotely full-time and 2 young kids, preschooler, kindergartner, studying at home. So some days it's quite hectic, and it is constantly struggle and balance of competing priorities. I believe this is not uncommon that many of you are in a very similar situation. So I want to share with you today some of my experience and tools that I have learned over the years and help me to go through these days and be resilient. So first, I want to talk about 2 powerful mindset, and that to expand your ability, the growth mindset and the design mindset. And it is worth emphasizing that failures and hardships are a part of every life. So this mindset cultivates a resilience and fail-forward perspectives that allow you to thrive in those difficulty, challenging times. And then I will talk about a personal board of advisor. Why a personal board of advisor? Who should be in your board of advisor, and how to build one for yourself. All right, so without further ado, let's dive in. So let's look at what is growth mindset. Stanford psychologist, Dr. Dweck, from her 2 decades of research on both children and adults, and she found that the belief we carry about ourselves and how changing even the simplest of them can have profound impact in our lives. And Dr. Dweck introduced 2 basic mindsets in her book, fixed mindset and the growth mindset. Fixed mindset assume that your ability and intelligence are status given, which you cannot change. Your success is an affirmation of what inherent intelligence, and failures is evidence of unintelligence, a sign of not being smart and skillful. And on the other hand, a growth mindset thrives on challenges and see failures as an opportunity for growth and stretching your existing ability. People with growth mindset believe that their abilities can be cultivated through effort. And through practice and dedication, people can develop and improve their intelligence, creativity, and even relationships. And because people carry these 2 different mindsets, they respond very differently to challenges, obstacles, criticisms, and other successes. So instead of hunger for approval from others and discouraged by failure, having a growth mindset help you to create a passion for learning, a passion for stretching yourself, especially when things are not going well. And this mindset becomes a powerful tool which allow you to thrive during some of the most challenging time. Another great tool to expand your ability is to having a design mindset. A design mindset is start from being curious. Whether you are seeking to grow your career or want to make a change in your life situation, you need to be genuinely curious about what you are going after. Being curious about the role that you want to grow into, and being curious about the people who live in a life that inspires you. And that desire to find it out allows you to show genuine curiosity and willingness to explore that possibility. So once that little seed is planted in your mind, you must take actions. Do your research, meet with people, ask questions, and explore different opinions. Not just spend the time reading, thinking, and reflecting on what you should or could do next. That's all good stuff, don't get me wrong, but that is not enough. Taking actions, getting your feet wet, that's the key. Baby steps make difference. So now you're on the move, and the third aspect of design thinking come into play, and which is accepting failures, or we also call failure immunity. We all have been there. We tried our best, but it didn't work out. In this situation, have a growth mindset and focusing on the learning and really help us to overcome those difficulties. So embrace the flaws, the weakness, and the major screw-ups, and all the things that happened over which is out of our control, and we choose to accept it, we choose to learn from it, and we choose to move forward no matter what. And during this process, having a support network is so crucial. The journey of expanding your ability is not easy nor straightforward. You need a team to be on your side, support you, guide you, and cheer you up when you fall. And that support network is your safe net, and which allow you to bounce back when there are setbacks. So being curious, taking actions, accept the failures, and having a support network enable you to design and expand your ability. So when you embrace this mindset of growth and design thinking, you enter into a whole new world. I really like this quote from Dr. Dweck. The view you adapt for yourself profoundly affect the way you lead your life. And that is so true. How you view yourself and how you believe in your capability and will shape the path in front of you. And with a growth mindset and a design mindset, and you can create a career and a life, and that is meaningful, joyful, and fulfilling. It is easy said than done. It takes time and effort to learn a new skill, let alone a new mindset. You have to fight for the perspectives that you have carried for years about yourself and develop a new one. So it is so important to build a support network. And we touch a little bit about that when we talk about the design thinking. So I really want to focus on the rest of this talk to help you build your own support network, a personal board of advisor. So now let's take a look. What is a board of advisor? So a board of advisor is a deliberate group of individuals who can help you with different facets of your personal and professional life. In your board of advisor, you should have allies, mentors, and sponsors. So let's start with allies. An ally is a person who supports you professionally and or emotionally with their knowledge and experience. They can be your coworkers, family members and friends, former colleagues. A mentor is a person whose primary focus is to coach you and develop your skills and strength. And a sponsor is a person who champion you to decision makers and help you advance your career. A sponsor does not have to be in an executive level position, but does need to have significant influence so that this person can argue your case in behind closed door meetings and use their chips on your behalf and move your career forward within an organization. I got many questions on what exactly the difference between a sponsor and a mentor. So a mentor meet with you, give you advice and share their experience with you, and they give you advice and also perspectives on the situations you ask for advice. They help you develop skills, and it could be technical skills or soft skills, sometimes organizational skills, and which is especially valuable in a big organization with a complex organizational structures. A sponsor must have three things. So first, they must have a seat at the decision-making table. And second, they need to have exposure to your work so that they have the credibility to argue your case. And the third, they must have some power or have significant influence on people with power. So in a nutshell, your mentors coach you and develop your skills, and the sponsors champion you and move you up your career. So let's look at why it's so important to have a personal board of advisor. And here are 4 reasons among many others. So first, in today's fast changing world, you cannot do everything by yourself alone. You have to rely on each other. And people with different background bring their unique experience and perspectives to you. And that collision of different background will generate truly creative outcomes. And the people in your board of advisor can help you expand your network, point you towards to the resources you need, and share their experience and expertise with you. So here is one of my personal experience. Some of my former colleagues, they work now in different companies or sectors different from higher education. So I keep connected with them and I learn from them how their company handle data analytics and what technologies or tools they're using, what process they adopt. So all this information serve me as a food for thought, and that provide a lot of value for my work. And this is just one of my personal example. And why it's so important to have a mentor has been mentioned everywhere. So your mentor challenges you to grow and ensure you take in both the big pictures and the small details, long-term aspirations, and short-term goals. And having a sponsor can really accelerate your career advancement. However, a research shows that women are under-mentored, but over-mentored, but under-sponsored. So finding yourself a sponsor is the way to overcome the myth of hard work, long hours, and education credentials driving promotion. So as you see, each people in your board of advisor can support you and guide you in different ways. So that's why you need to have them all. So now I guess you are thinking, yes, I need one. How can I get started? So let's take a look how to build a board of advisor. To build a board of advisor, I simply follow a 3-step process. The very first step is to do an inventory check. So just to understand who is in your current network and who is not. Start with people around you, your family members, your friends, co-workers, former colleagues, classmates, or alumni. And also don't forget the professional organizations or affinity groups that you join. And also think about the inspiring leaders in the field that you are interested in. And once you have that list, and you need to really go out to meet and connect with your possible allies, mentors, and sponsors. And there are many ways to connect with them. Attending conference. So for example, WT2, Women Transfer Technology Conference, There are many amazing speakers in this conference, so reach out to them. And also think about join a professional organizations, volunteering in your community, or organize a panel of leaders that you would like to meet in your current organization. Even in the world of this pandemic, and it provides a unique opportunity to connect with people virtually. People are more receptive and comfortable to have video calls or online meetings. So it breaks down the barriers of distance and travel. Of course, the downside is we lose the intimacy of connecting in person. There's always pros and cons, and you can work it out. So once you make that connection, and now you really need to invest in the relationship, building that trust, and asking questions, ask for feedbacks and guidance, and also offer the same in return. This is a two-way street. So ask that person what support you can offer, even if that person is senior to you. And it takes time to nurture a strong relationship, but it is well worth the effort. So, all right, there's a lot of information packed in this talk, and I hope you can walk away with some concrete idea on what actions you can take to expand your ability and build your own board of advisor. So number one, keep learning and growing. Once the growth mindset and design thinking become a part of your DNA, you will develop a passion of lifelong learning, and you will naturally curious about the world around you and be more open to different opinions and be exposed to more opportunities. And second, surround yourself with great people. Build your personal board advisor and find yourself allies, mentors, and sponsors. And when you are among great people, you will be growing into a great person like them too. The last but not least, be a blessing to others. No matter where you are in your career or in your life, you always have something to offer. Whether bring a new perspective to your mentors or sponsors, or provide emotional support to your allies, pay it back. And if you do have a seat at decision-making table, you have the power, then become a sponsor, help others move up, pay it forward. At the end of the day, what brings true happiness is to grow into a better version of yourself and be a blessing to others. I also want to provide you some additional resources. I personally found they are very helpful to me, and I encourage you to read these books and check out the video and article. And I hope today's session provide you with some new perspectives on how to expand your ability, build your personal board of advisor, and be resilient instead of challenging situation. And thank you very much for attending my session, and also provide your comments on the chat box. And my LinkedIn contact is here too in the bottom. I'd love to hear your story and career aspiration. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jiazhi. That was a great presentation. I really enjoyed it. I love all of that. I'm definitely building a board of advisors of my own. We had some questions come in, so I thought I'd start with the ones we got first. When you're asked to be on somebody's board of advisors, what are some tips for being a really great advisor?
All right, that's a great question. So I think first of all, to understand what is the other person looking for the support, and also to think about what kind of level of support you can provide. Let's say, for example, can you be that person's allies, provide technical support or emotional support, or you can be a mentor, help them to develop certain skills. Or if better, you can be their sponsors, help them to navigate their careers and provide that opportunities. That's all great. So I think very first is to understand what that person looking for and what level you can provide. So that's one. And another one I feel is very helpful is also be an active listener. Because sometimes, a lot of times, when people reaching out to you, you probably have a lot of things to share with them, right? So before doing that, just first listen to that person, hear about what that person is looking for. Either is they want a solution from you, or maybe just kind of seeking that emotional support from you, or maybe something else. So be an active listener, understand the situation, and I feel that very, very helpful. Yep.
Oh, that's great. Really, really good advice. So we had another question come in just recently. That awesome. I love hearing this. It's a topic really close to her heart. And she said, if you haven't really created and refined those relationships yet with your board, are there any like key traits you should look for in those advisors, and like ways you can really help to make those relationships really strong?
Okay, that's a great one. That's a great one. So which means you already have that initial or already have that relationship, but how you want to bring that into the next level, right? So definitely. So I think there's so first of all, know each other, spend the time together, right? So have that, if ideally have that regular one-on-ones, keep that connection going. Because when your sessions meet with your the other person, the longer you kind of lose that close relationship. So try to keep that connection in a regular basis. I feel that's very helpful. So that's one. And also number two is also get to know that person in a personal level, not only just the topics where maybe career, not just that work part, but also in a personal level. And once you reach that personal level, that's just bring a whole new world open up to you, right? So that's build up a much more deeper relationships. And that's actually open many other doors. Let's say, for example, I have a mentors, and she helping me on parenting, like parenting. So that's one of the the part I feel like I really need that. And before we get there, that's where we share my personal situation, and that's where I get that great parenting advice from that person. So I just want to share with the group, sometimes you have to invest in that relationship and be vulnerable, be open, building that personal relationship, and you're gonna get surprised you're not even expected.
Oh my gosh, that's wonderful. And you know what? We're just running out of time. That was a perfect way to close out. Jiazhi, thank you so much for this wonderful presentation. Everybody on the call, please don't forget to submit your ratings in the app. And Jiazhi, thank you so much for everything. Thank you everyone for joining, and have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.